Hey, I want to welcome you back to these midweek moments where we're talking about the spiritual disciplines that can really make us stronger. And today I want to talk to you about gratitude. Now, gratitude of all the spiritual disciplines is probably the one that we think we know the most about. You know, someone once said gratitude is really the foundation of every other virtue. Gratitude is really important in your life to give you a positive spirit. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is not just this nebulous sense of being grateful and thankful as you move through life. Actually, what I'm going to talk to you is about an actionable discipline that you can bring to your life. But before I share some handles on how to do that, let me just share with you a real quick story. Recently, I had to get a pair of glasses. Now, this whole glass-wearing stuff is new to me. I had to get them for distance. But can I tell you, these glasses, I remember walking right out of the optometrist's office and looking and seeing the pine needles on the trees. It brought so much clarity to all the distance that I was having trouble seeing. You know, right now I wear these to drive. It brings crystal clarity as I drive down the road. I wear these to be able to see things far off. And just like they bring clarity of vision to me, I think that's what gratitude does for you and I. Gratitude has a way, when we really have this grateful spirit, of having all of the stuff that would normally fly by us in a given day or a week, it crystallizes those things and it helps us really see them in a different way. It helps us really be able to focus in on those things with grateful hearts and give thanks for them. Now, when I'm talking about gratitude as a spiritual discipline, I really mean setting a time period where you're going to really emphasize gratitude in your life. In some of the other spiritual disciplines, they're very short, study or fasting. But with gratitude, you might want to set a 2-week period of time or a 1-month period of time where you're just going to focus in on being grateful. How would you do that? Well, today I want to give you 5 handles of how to think about really being grateful. Maybe you just pick 2 of these 5 to bring this spiritual discipline into focus in your life. And the first one is simply this. I call it savoring the good. When something happens to you, normally we may smile, we may think about it for half a second, and then we run on. But savoring the good, if you're in a time of spiritual discipline, when something good happened to you, you see the smile of a child, you have a moment where your heart is touched. Savoring the good is simply this. You more intentionally stop for about 10 seconds and you just say, God, let me savor this moment. Let me be grateful for this moment. I want to challenge you to savor the good, and you'll see that your soul is getting stronger. A second idea is what I call reframing. You know, things are going to happen to us, twists and turns, bumps in the road. Oftentimes we can get bent out of shape, maybe even negative about them. But one of the simplest things we can do is try to reframe these thoughts. And when you begin to reframe it, come at it from a different angle, look at it from a different point of view, all of a sudden, even for what may seem like a very disappointing or frustrating moment, you can look at it with a different angle and say, God, there's something here to be grateful for. Savor the good, reframe those moments. How about this one? Keep a gratitude journal. Keep a gratitude journal where you just jot down the things you're thankful for, big and small. Now, if you're going to do this one, and I highly encourage it, only write in your gratitude journal twice a week. Spend some concentrated time thinking about the things. Be specific in your gratitude journal. Twice a week, write in your journal things that you're grateful for, things that you're being able to focus in on. I like to think of it as this, if I grabbed a handful of sand, all I look at is I see sand, right? But, if you told me there was iron in that sand that I can't see, and I took a magnet and I waved it over it and it pulled the iron out of the sand, all of a sudden I would be able to see, wow, there really is. My naked eye couldn't see it before, but now I see it. A gratitude journal has a way of, like a magnet, pulling the iron out of your week and really being able to see things you're grateful for. Well, just 2 more ideas real quickly. I call the next one, harness the George Bailey effect. Now, we all know George Bailey is that wonderful character from It's a Wonderful Life, but the idea in that movie was, what if this weren't the case? What if my life wasn't like this? What if I were never born? When you're going through your world, if you want to harness the George Bailey effect, you start asking yourself this question, what if this person wasn't in my life? What if I didn't have this child? What if I didn't have this job? When you start asking yourself that question, all of a sudden you can get real grateful real fast. And then my final word to you, and again, I'm just inviting you to choose 1 or 2 of these. Start saying thank you a lot. I mean a lot. Let thank you just come out of your lips all the time. You know, last night my wife cooked dinner for me at our house, and that's not an abnormal thing. It happens all the time. She's a wonderful cook, and she cooks all the time. But because I was speaking to you today, and because I'm in a spiritual discipline right now of gratitude, I must have said thank you to her for dinner, I know 6 or 7 times. Now, she never once said, "Now, why are you saying thank you?" But can I tell you, the more I said thank you, the more grateful I really was. And you know what? It's fun. It's fun to say thank you. I want to challenge you. You want to get stronger? Practice the spiritual discipline of gratitude.